This is Dr. Henri Colt, and this presentation is part of Bronchoscopy Academy, an ongoing competency-based curriculum in flexible bronchoscopy. The goal of this work is to improve procedural understanding, anatomical recognition, and clinical judgment, while helping reduce patient suffering associated with unequal expertise and inconsistent training. In this lecture, we will review the fundamentals of conventional transbronchial needle aspiration, also called conventional TBNA. We will discuss its historical development, indications, equipment, expected diagnostic performance, procedural safety, and the principles that continue to make this technique an important part of modern bronchoscopy. Conventional transbronchial needle aspiration remains one of the most valuable, yet often underutilized bronchoscopic procedures. Although endobronchial ultrasound has transformed mediastinal staging in many centers, conventional TBNA continues to provide an effective, inexpensive, and remarkably accurate method for sampling mediastinal lymph nodes, submucosal lesions, and selected pulmonary abnormalities. Like every bronchoscopic procedure, its success depends upon thoughtful patient selection, careful technique, and an understanding of airway anatomy. Videos specifically related to the technical aspects of this procedure can be found elsewhere on the Bronchoscopy Academy YouTube video site. The origins of conventional TBNA extend back more than 70 years. The procedure was first described in Argentina in 1949, using rigid bronchoscopy as a conduit for a rigid aspiration needle. With the introduction of flexible bronchoscopy in the 1970s, specially designed aspiration needles allowed the technique to become practical in everyday pulmonary practice. Over subsequent decades, refinements in needle design, improved cytopathology support, and increasing operator experience established conventional TBNA as an important diagnostic procedure, especially for mediastinal disease. Today, despite the widespread availability of endobronchial ultrasound, also known as EBUS, conventional TBNA continues to play an important role in appropriately selected patients and wherever EBUS is not available. Modern conventional TBNA is usually performed as an outpatient procedure under moderate sedation and topical anesthesia. One of the major advances has been the use of rapid on-site cytologic evaluation, commonly known as ROSE. Immediate microscopic examination of aspirated material allows confirmation that representative tissues have been obtained, reducing unnecessary needle passes while improving diagnostic yield. Diagnosis may be increasingly improved through methods using artificial intelligence. For certain lymph node stations, particularly the subcarina and right paratracheal regions, conventional TBNA may achieve diagnostic yields approaching those reported with ultrasound guidance in experienced hands. Technical training is particularly important with needle aspiration procedures. Unlike forceps biopsies, the operator is advancing a sharp instrument through the bronchial wall toward structures that cannot be seen directly. Proper training, therefore, emphasizes more than obtaining diagnostic tissue. It also teaches operators how to protect the bronchoscope, avoid unnecessary damage to the working channel, and prevent potentially serious complications. One of the most important practical principles is never to force the needle through a flexed bronchoscope or manipulate the needle while it remains inside the working channel. Protecting the equipment is an important component of procedural competency. Several needle systems are available for conventional TBNA. Some are designed primarily for cytologic aspiration, while others obtain small histologic core specimens. Needles vary in gauge and depth and length, allowing operators to tailor equipment to the anticipated clinical situation. Histology needles may provide larger tissue samples, suitable for architectural diagnosis and increasingly for molecular testing, while cytology needles often provide excellent cellular material with less resistance during manipulation. Regardless of the needle selected, familiarity with its design and safe operation remains essential. The most common indication for conventional TBNA is mediastinal staging of suspected lung cancer. The technique is particularly effective for sampling subcarinal and right paratracheal lymph nodes. However, its applications extend well beyond cancer staging. Needle aspiration is also useful for evaluating mediastinal masses, diagnosing submucosal airway lesions, sampling endobronchial tumors, and obtaining tissue from lesions where conventional forceps biopsy may be hazardous because of excessive vascularity or surface necrosis. With appropriate guidance, conventional TBNA may even be used to sample selected peripheral pulmonary nodules. Thus, needle aspiration should not be viewed as a niche procedure, but rather as a versatile extension of diagnostic bronchoscopy. There are relatively few absolute contraindications to conventional TBNA. Patients who cannot safely tolerate bronchoscopy, or those with significant uncorrected bleeding disorders, require careful consideration before proceeding. Fortunately, serious complications remain uncommon. Potential complications include bleeding, pneumothorax, pneumomediastinal, inadvertent puncture of mediastinal structures, and in extremely rare circumstances, injury to major blood vessels or air embolism. Equally important are equipment-related complications. Improper handling of aspiration needles may damage the bronchoscope, puncture the working channel, fracture the needle itself, or expose staff to needle stick injuries. Most of these events are entirely preventable through meticulous attention to technique. Successful conventional TBNA, therefore, requires respect for both the patient and the instrument. The needle should always remain completely retracted within its protective sheath while advancing or withdrawing the catheter through the bronchoscope. If resistance is encountered, the operator should stop immediately and determine the cause rather than applying additional force. Similarly, the bronchoscope should be straightened before withdrawing the needle catheter. These simple habits dramatically reduce equipment damage and prolong the useful life of expensive bronchoscopes. When performed by experienced bronchoscopists, conventional TBNA demonstrates excellent diagnostic performance. Reported sensitivity for malignant disease generally exceeds 70%, while specificity approaches or exceeds 90%. Importantly, a positive TBNA result is highly reliable. A negative result, however, does not exclude disease and frequently requires confirmation by additional procedures, such as endobronchial ultrasound-guided needle aspiration, median stenoscopy, or surgical biopsies. Diagnostic yield depends upon several factors. These include operator experience, cytopathology expertise, lymph node location, lesion size, needle selection, and the underlying disease process. Subcarinal and right paratracheal lymph nodes generally provide the highest diagnostic yields because of their favorable anatomical relationship to the airway. Rapid on-site examination, also called ROSE, has become one of the most valuable adjuncts to conventional TBNA. Immediate evaluation by an experienced cytopathologist or cytotechnologist confirms whether representative material has been obtained while the patient is still undergoing bronchoscopy. This reduces unnecessary needle passes, shortens the procedure, and increases diagnostic confidence. Equally important today, ROSE helps ensure that sufficient material is collected, not only for diagnosis, but also for immunohistochemistry and the molecular analyses that increasingly guide personalized cancer therapy. As modern oncology evolves, obtaining adequate tissue has become just as important as obtaining a diagnosis. So how many aspirations should be performed? The answer depends largely upon the clinical situation. Occasionally, a single needle pass is sufficient when rapid on-site examination immediately confirms a diagnosis. More commonly, several passes are obtained to maximize diagnostic yield and provide adequate material for cell blocks, ancillary testing, and molecular studies. Close collaboration between the bronchoscopist and cytopathology laboratory allows specimens to be processed efficiently while avoiding unnecessary procedures. Conventional transbronchial needle aspiration remains an elegant example of minimally invasive diagnosis. Despite remarkable advances in endobronchial ultrasound and other imaging technologies, conventional TBNA continues to offer excellent diagnostic performance when performed thoughtfully and systematically. It resides among the fundamentals of flexible bronchoscopy practice. Its success depends upon appropriate patient selection, careful equipment handling, thorough knowledge of airway anatomy, close collaboration with cytopathology, and disciplined procedural technique. In the next module, we will focus on the technical aspects of performing conventional TBNA safely and effectively, including needle positioning, puncture techniques, and practical procedural tips. Bronchoscopy Academy is part of an ongoing competency-based approach to bronchoscopy education. Our goal is to reduce patient suffering caused by unequal procedural expertise, inconsistent training, and preventable error. Additional educational resources, reflective essays, and narrated lectures are available at bronchoscopy.org and enricolt.substack.com.